Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining in today. My name is Catherine, and we are going to be showing you Provisity products and how to use them today. I would like to remind everyone that even though this is just a listen-in only webinar, there's a little Q&A section on your screen that you can type in a question. I will answer them throughout the webinar, so by all means ask as many questions as you've got and I will try to get to them throughout the entire session, and then if there's any I don't, I will definitely hang around at the end to answer them. So the purpose of today's webinar is for you to learn how to identify all these products and find them in your account, and then we'll talk a little bit on what to do with those products, usually the biggest question we get. So you have lots of products in your account. We're going to focus mainly on these that you see on your screen today and come up with some different ideas of how you can share them. And if you've got your own ways that you share them that we don't talk about today, we'd love to get that input. So share that with us, and that can help give everyone else, your fellow realtors, different ideas on how you can use these products. So where to share, we're going to talk about these main points here, and we'll be bouncing back and forth from this presentation so we can walk through each and every one of these. So let's go ahead first and go to your account. Now everyone accesses their account through provisity.com. If you are a HomeZone user, you might still be going to HomeZone Media and clicking up here, and that's totally fine. It takes you to the same place, but ideally you'd go to provisity.com to get to us. And then to log in, you just click on this guy up here and you type in your username and password, and that's going to take you right into your account. Hopefully you all are becoming familiar with your account. You access all of your sections here on the left-hand side through these tabs, and your products that we're going to go over are all within that. Now, the first product that was on our screen was that agent profile. The agent profile is going to be filled out and created under the profile tab, and be on the lookout. In the next day or two, we are actually going to make it easier to access the forward-facing product, what you'll be sharing. It's going to go right here. Let me give you guys a little preview of that. So in the next day or two, when you log into your account, you're going to see a view profile button here. And when you click on that, it is going to open your profile page. It's going to take you to that. Now, this is just my test page, obviously. This isn't a completely filled out page. So let's go ahead, and today, where you'll get your forward-facing page is My Marketing and Profile. But again, it's going to be way easier to find here in the next day or two. So this is the first product that you get. You're going to get a profile page, as we like to call it, and you can use this to share with the public information about you. There's lots of information on this page. And traditionally, you might have handed an interested potential client a postcard or a business card or a flyer, something tangible that they'd walk away with. But now you can do things like text this to a potential client, and they have all the information, which is always up to date. That's very important. And we know that people surf the internet and try to find out information about you, and they're going to do that, so why not make it easier for them? You've got their contact information, you've got your profile pages, so if they want to know what your Facebook page looks like, they just have to click on it and it's going to go there. Your own website can go in here, and so on. So the profile page can be very valuable to a potential client, or even somebody that's speaking about selling their home and they don't even know who you are yet. They find this on the internet. It's got all of your info. So what you do with this product, let's go over to our slide here. The first thing you can do with this is share it and boost it on Facebook. And that's pretty easy to do. So all you do is copy this link up here. and then you go to your Facebook page. Now, a lot of you probably already know how to do this, and you're thinking, okay, yeah, everyone knows how to share on Facebook. But we're going to do it just so in case there's somebody out there that doesn't. And I also want to show you how it actually creates the post for you, so you don't have to do anything additional. You just drop that link in there and hit post, and then it creates this for you. It's got the introduction, and then if somebody clicks on it, it of course goes to your profile page. And then the other thing that we saw is boost on Facebook. And again, many of you probably know what that means. Boosting on Facebook is paid advertising where you can click on boost and you can create an audience and you can target that audience and you can pay Facebook money to then share that post with people who aren't necessarily friends of yours or following your page. So that's a good way to advertise it. Sometimes it can take a minute for the boosting to be available. So that's why it's not available here. And they also have certain guidelines that you have to meet in order to boost. So once it's available, you'll see the blue boost post. And that's how you can share and boost on Facebook. And of course, you can do that with your listings as well. Some other things you can do with this: add to your email signature. So you guys might have an email signature set up in your inbox or in your email already. A great thing to do to add to it is to visit my profile page. And that way, when you email anybody, they're going to be able to go to your profile page and they'll have all this information here. And then you can also send it via text. Now, some of you may or may not know this, but you can actually text yourself on your phone. And what I do is I take my link here and I paste it into a text message. And I type into that text message what I would send to a potential client. So, you know, learn more about me by going to this link, or you know, whatever you want it to do. And then I text it to myself. So that way, if I am meeting with a person, or if I'm at an open house and maybe they're not interested in the home that we're currently walking through, I can say, well, let me text you my profile page. It's got all of my information. It's got access to all of my other listings with this view my listings. Let me text it to you, and that way you've got it on hand. And then in order for me to quickly text it, so they're going to give me their cell phone number right then and there, all I do is go to that text message that I sent to myself, I copy it, and then I paste it into a new text message that I'm sending to them. And that way I don't have to log into my account, look this link up, paste it, that sort of thing. It eliminates all that. So that's another thing that you can do. Text it to yourself and then have it ready to forward on to the next person. And that's a great way to set up communication. Now you've got their phone number, they've got your phone number, and they've got all this information about you. Speaking of view my listings, they also have access to that. Now this little button here can be a very powerful button if they decide to click and view your listings. So where it will actually take them is a buyer's app, as we like to call it, and then it's going to load all of your listings onto a map. It will also load them in a list view, and then they can now access every listing that you currently have available. If we have your MLS data, it will load all of that as well. And the nice thing about this View My Listings button is when it redirects to your area, and it takes a little bit longer to load, there we go, when I'm on a meeting, but when it loads all the listings in your area, whether they're your listings or they're somebody else using our service, every one of those listings is going to be branded to you. So you can see here, and let's look at it like we're on a mobile phone because that's where they'll be. You can see here that all of these listings have Laura Smith's name on it. So even though this listing actually belongs to Abernathy Realty, it looks like it belongs to Laura Smith. See that? They all say Laura Smith. And if the buyer hits text or call, it's going to text and call Laura Smith, or in your case, it will text and call you. So this button here can be a very powerful button for you because all those listings are your listings whenever the person that clicks on it sees it. You can also advertise just this guy right here. So if I want to advertise just my buyer's app, I can copy this link up here and I can use that. I can share that on social. I can even add that to my signature. I can come in here and say, oh, view area listings. And then you guys probably already know how to create a hyperlink. Okay. All right, and now I've got 2 valuable links in my email signature. And you can make those stay in there permanently just by going to your email settings and modifying your signature to have those in there at all times. So every time you open a new email, those 2 buttons are in there. And if you guys want to set that up, if you're not sure how to do it in your own email, let us know. We'll be happy to help you. And if you're not sure if you're using the right URLs, if you want to make sure you've got the correct ones, let us know. We'll copy and paste them and email them to you if you need them. We'll help you find those. But those are 2 great ways to advertise. This is just your agent advertising. You haven't even really gotten to the listings yet. You're advertising yourself and you're advertising that buyer's app, all your listings in one place. So these other items down here that we're getting ready to walk through, those mostly pertain to the listing advertisement. So we're going to talk about now custom video tours, scene-based tours, listing websites, customizable flyers. Those 4 products there are actual listing products. So let's go ahead and log in and find those guys. I'm going to close some of these out, get them out of the way, and move on now back to our account where I am going to find my listing products. So again, we were looking in my profile and we were finding all of our profile products. How to create those we'll save for a different training session. But if you haven't set up those profile products yet, let us know. We'll definitely help you get them up and running. You can also modify and fine tune them. Remember that wherever that link is, wherever you've shared this, whoever you've texted it to, as soon as you come in here and you make a change to one of your inputs, it will automatically update in that person's phone, on that Facebook post, wherever it's at. So you don't have to worry about resharing or updating out there. You just update it here. The listings products are, you might guess it, in the listings tab. Now we've made them very easy to find, but how you get the forward-facing product in order to share it might be a little tricky if you're new to this system. So in your account, every listing has these 4 buttons here, and those are your 4 products. Clicking on them, however, won't necessarily take you to the page that you're going to share. For instance, when I clicked on that video button, that actually took me to the video editor. This is where I'm creating my video and enhancing my video. So let's just say you've already done that and you're ready to get it out there and share it with the world. The easiest way to do that is by these 2 sections here. So we've got view branded. This you probably want to click on because it's going to take you to the product so you can preview it before you share it. So view branded opens up the link. Here it is. And now I can copy and paste and I can do many things with this link. Take a look at it, watch it. Of course, it's got the narration, it's got the music playing, so it's a nice product to share. You can also share it right here. There's buttons here that are going to allow you to easily share. So let's start with that sharing on social, share it on Facebook. All I have to do is click, it loads it up. I want to share it on my page. Most of you probably have a page separate from your personal profile. Maybe I want to type something in separate. can't type and talk at the same time, so I apologize. Okay, so then I'm ready to boost the post. I don't have to add anything else. And you just hit share. Let's go back over to our Facebook page here, and that post, you refresh, will be waiting for us. There it is. And then this one is available to boost immediately. If you've never boosted a post on Facebook, this is a great way to advertise to people that don't already like and follow your page, because you might be thinking, well, if I share a listing on Facebook on my page, everybody on my page, I've already either helped them buy or I've sold their home. So what good does this new property have? Well, in this boosting post, and again, if you've not done this before, check it out, because it allows you to really create a targeted audience. So right here, I can create even an age range of my audience. Who do I want to advertise to? Is this a, first-time home buyer? Perfect for them. Maybe 13 might be a little young to buy a house. So let's choose. Here we go. We want all, and you can even pick your locations. So where do I want to advertise this? I want to advertise it in these specific areas, and it can really target who is going to see this listing that I have for sale. So lots of options there. And then you can create your duration. How long am I going to advertise this? Well, I posted I have an open house coming up this Sunday. So maybe I don't want to advertise it past that point. So I can change that. Now, ideally, don't advertise your open house that's coming up in 4 days. Advertise it 2 weeks ahead of time, perhaps. But for demonstration purposes, you can see how easy it is. And you can set your budget so you don't get a $400 bill from Facebook. You can start out small and just see how it goes. And it will even tell you for $25 about how many people it's going to reach. So great way to drum up some business, to get some views out there. And if I am on Facebook sipping my morning coffee and I'm looking for a house to buy and I get this shiny profile or curb photo in my feed, I'm probably going to click on it. And when I click on it, it's going to take me here. And now I've got this really great presentation of this home that you're selling. Also, I've got more about Laura button. It's going to take me to that profile page that we looked at earlier. And then I can go and get more listings. So it's like a full circle of products just by sharing and promoting on Facebook. So that alone makes this a tremendous product for you. And you don't have to just share the listings and boost the listings. You can boost any product on Facebook. So that is the first thing we looked at. So let's go ahead. I'm going to move my Facebook out of the way again and go back to my slide here. What else can we do with this product? So we're probably not going to add a listing to our email signature. Your seller might be super happy about that. But you can send it via text. You can take that link that you got right here and you can text it to anybody. You can text it to yourself again. Send it to your seller. Of course, you want to show off what you've created to your seller. And when you enter this listing into our system, whether it's coming in through an automated from your MLS process or you're manually entering it, this product is created instantly. You can enhance it, of course, but you don't have to. It's going to be ready to go. It's going to come to you in an email, and then you can take this and share it with your seller, show them what you've created for them. And you can share all of those products with your seller. So you can share the various products. You can share them all at once, or you can share them one at a time. And when you do get that email, it's going to look like this. One thing I will note, when you're sharing it with your seller, or if you're sending it to a buyer's agent, don't send this email to them. That's a common mistake that sometimes our agents make. You don't want to send this one, even though it has the quick links to the products. It also has My Listing products, and this is for you, the realtor, the account holder, because it's going to take you to your account to edit the products. And of course, our seller and our buyer's agents don't have access to your account. So this email is for you. Now you can create a new email and you can copy some of this information out of it, and you can use that in your email that you pass along to your seller. So keep that in mind. You've got your email, but it is just for you. And the best way to grab the links that you want to send to the seller is in your account. So we clicked on video, we can view it, but you can also just click this guy and it's going to copy the link for you. So then you can come in and you can say, now you can paste it in like that, or you can make it look a little neater. And you can hyperlink it. And then the hyperlink button, of course, is down there. That's what I kind of like to do. Just makes it look a little bit fancier, I suppose. So that's how you can send it on to your seller, or like I said, a buyer's agent, whoever you're sending it to. And you can send them one at a time, or if you wanted to go ahead and put your website, you can do that, and so on. But again, that's another way to get this listing out there. Also encourage your seller to share it on Facebook. They're going to click on this and look at it. Tell them to go ahead and share it with their friends and family. And there's Twitter, there's Pinterest. It's not just Facebook. There's other sites that you can share it to, of course. I usually just use Facebook as a reference since it's the most popular. Be open house ready. What does that mean? Okay, so I shared my open house coming up on Facebook, and we've really gotten some awesome feedback of how our clients are using these tools at their open house. So when you go to an open house, what is the one thing, or when you're hosting, what is the one thing that you usually have that most agents have? They've got flyers. So we're going to jump over to the flyers section here, and I'll talk a little bit about scenes and websites, but mainly the flyers is what you're going to use at an open house. So have some flyers ready. You can create flyers. They're very easy to create because they fill out all the information for you, and then all you have to do is edit if you want to, or print it. And that's how you're going to get that flyer, to print it to take along to your open house. So here's an example of one of our flyers. Look it over, make sure you like the way it looks, make sure it's got all the information. And you guys probably already know this, but you can edit. You can make it any color you want. So let's say you've got a blue flyer, you can make it match your, or blue logo rather, you can make it match your logo, okay? And now when you have it the way you like it, you can save it for future reference. You can go ahead and print it. When you print it, it's going to load it up as a PDF, and then it's going to give you the option to save it to your computer. And you need to save it, of course, so then you can print it, or you can have it, if you take it to a printer, you can then email it on, or however you get it to the printer. So that is how you're going to save it. And again, it takes just a little bit longer to save whenever I'm in a meeting, but it would have options to save it once it finished loading. And then of course, if you save it in our system, it's going to create a copy that you can come back to at any time and reprint. And you can save as many versions, as many flyers as you like. There's no limitation. And we've got lots of different templates in here for you. So get those flyers ready, take them to the open house. One of the reasons these guys are so handy at open houses is because they've got this right here, this two-way texting. So whenever somebody is walking through the home and they walk away, they might be interested in it. They might want to look at the photos some more. So they text to it. And you guys probably already know this, but when they text to it, you get a lead, you get their phone number, and then they, of course, get the property information. Another way you can use that service at an open house, and this was something one of our local clients did, which we thought was pretty cool. They actually created a text code for their listing, and they printed it on a piece of paper. It was just text this number to this number, and they printed it out and they framed it and they set it on the countertop at their open house. And then everybody that came into the open house, she had some flyers sitting out too, but everybody that came into the open house immediately saw that text, and everybody's got their mobile phone on them. And so they texted to it, and then they had the link, and then she had everybody that walked through and texted, she had everybody's phone number in her pocket. It was a pretty cool idea. And you guys can do that too. And I'll show you how to do that real quick here under marketing materials. So you've got a text codes tab here, and it's going to show you every listing you have, the MLS number, and then it's going to show you what text code you have assigned to it. So you can just kind of mimic maybe what a sign would look like, where it says for property information, text to 51004, type in message, and then your text code. And you could print that out on a piece of paper. You could make it look however you want it, be as creative as you like. And then you could advertise that at your open house on the countertop in a framed piece of paper or something. And then what other people were doing, which was kind of cool, you guys may or may not know about this, but in this new system, you can actually create custom text codes, which is actually what she did. So she was selling a home on Andrew Street. And well, I don't know what the street address was. Let's say it was 123. Okay. So she made 123 Andrew her text code. And so now she put on the piece of paper that was framed, text 123 Andrew to 51004 for a virtual tour or a virtual walkthrough. And everybody did it. And the seller also loved that because they had a text code that was their street address. So try that out. That's a great way to advertise and be ready for your open house. You're going to have flyers there. Those are very important, but you can try some other things with that texting. Also, being open house ready, have that link ready in a text message because you're going to be meeting people, you're going to be talking to them. You might be socially distanced right now. It might be very different than the traditional open houses, but maybe you can use that even to your advantage where you say, hey, I'm going to text you guys if you write down your phone number, or if you want me to send it to you, I'm going to send everybody my profile page so that way you've got all of my listings, including this one, at your fingertips. So have that ready also. So lots of options for being open house ready. And that also covers those flyers and what to do with those. Now you can do lots of other things with flyers. You don't have to just print them out and take them to open houses. With our flyers, and you save them anywhere, you can attach a PDF if you want to put it in your email that you're sending to someone. You can do that, or if there's places locally, especially if you live in a more urban community and maybe you've got a corner store that you can put some flyers, you can set them there, because when somebody walks away with this, and let's say, the price got dropped, you can choose to have the price on here or you can take it off. But if they text to it, they're always going to have the most up-to-date information. So that's going to be very valuable. Okay, so we're going to go back over to this slide here. Now we did skip past scene-based tours and websites. So let's jump back to it, talk about it just a little bit. The scene-based tours and the websites. So our scene-based tours, that is an additional product that you can create if you choose to. And what it does is it breaks up your video and it divides it with the photos and the narration so that they go along with one another perfectly. So it might talk about the living room, and then it talks about the kitchen, and then it talks about the bedrooms, and so on. These don't automatically create themselves. This is something that you will have to create on your own. But if you want to play with that, definitely do so. I think we've got a help video that shows you how to do it. But as far as taking that and then advertising it with the public, it's the same way you would advertise your standard video. So grabbing the link by clicking down here, sharing it on sites like Facebook, sharing it on other sites, sending it to your seller, all the same concept. With the listing website, you just click on it and it automatically takes you to it. It's also the same principles as the video. You're going to copy the link, you're going to share it with this button here. It's all the same process. It automatically builds it. It's really just which do you prefer to share? Do you want to share the listing video? Do you want to share the website? They've got a little bit different look to them. You can, of course, share both. Share the listing video today, share the listing website next week. The listing website is a really nice product because it's got everything in it. It's got the video that you created, so they can click and watch that. It's got the ability to share. It's got all the information that's important. It's got mapping. This is not a legitimate listing. You can probably see there. So it doesn't have it on the map correctly, but of course yours would be. And then it's got external links. So if you have created a YouTube video or a drone tour, or you want to link them somewhere, you can add as many external links as you want. If you've got a video created somewhere else, add those here. And then when you share this, wherever you're sharing it, that person that clicks on it is going to be able to really get a lot of information about this property. So that's the listing website. In all three of these products, you'll basically just share and promote in the same fashion that we just talked about. And we talked about those customizable flyers. Remember that you've got 4 templates, save as many as you like, and do whatever you can do with those, get those out there in people's hands. Demo presentation. So if you are a new agent, or even if you are a seasoned agent, and you're just kind of want to show somebody all of these products. So let's say you've got a listing presentation coming up. Somebody's considering selling with you, and you want to show them how you would market their property through Provisity. Well, in your marketing materials tab, there is a demo listing option. And it's going to have a demo listing here already created for you. You can email it to yourself if you want, and you can also just click to view it here. And if you email it to yourself, it's pretty handy, because then if you're on a meeting, or if you're talking with somebody about how you could market their home, you can just click on the button. It's going to show them exactly that. But all the demo is it's some stock images and stock information with products created. So you can say, hey, I would create a video for you, and this is what it would look like. I would create a website for you. You would have your own text code. Here's how it would work, and you can even have them text to it. And it's, of course, displayed here on the products. So have them text to it on their own phone. You'll get the lead while they're standing right there, and they'll get the property information. So everybody's got that demo listing in their account. You can advertise your demo listing. Why not take it and share it on Facebook and say, hey, are you looking for a realtor who knows how to advertise and get your property sold? I will create custom videos, custom websites, custom two-way texting. I will create all that for you. Here's an example. And then you can share your demo listing with that person, or with that outlet like Facebook. And if you don't care for our demo, you can actually create your own. You can pull any one of your listings and you can add it to your demo inventory. So if you've got a listing that you have in here and you think, wow, that'd make a great demo, it's recently sold, it's in a great area of my community, I want to show this off, I've got the seller's permission, buyer's permission, you can actually add that into your demo category. And you can create a fake listing and add that into your demo inventory as well. It doesn't have to be a recently sold listing. And text codes and signs. So we talked a little bit about text codes and signs, but let's go over here real quick and just touch on signs. So if you advertise that texting, especially those custom codes like text 123 Andrew to 51004, you can advertise that on Facebook. You can advertise that on the flyers, on the framed piece of paper. Lots of things you can do with that. But you can also buy signs. And you can buy signs through our system just by clicking on what text codes you want to buy. Go to buy signs. They're all shipped through Oakley Signs, and they're a nice, sturdy sign. They will last you forever. We, no joke, have a sign in our property that has been out there as long as we've been around, over 10 years, and it's still out there, hasn't faded. Oakley Signs makes great signs. They last forever. There's information about them, how you can order them, different materials that you can choose from. They are discounted through our system, but if you wanted something custom, you can contact Oakley directly, or we promote local all the time. So if you've got a local vendor that you want to have make your signs, you don't have to buy them through us. You can come in here and just grab the codes that you want printed, even take a screenshot or save this image and take it to your local vendor and say, hey, I want you to make me something like this. With those signs in front of the property, it's a great way to catch leads. We are socially distancing right now, many of us, and yard signs are a great way to do that, because if somebody's out walking or driving looking for a home, instead of maybe going to open houses, they see this in front of the yard and then they can text and get the information, and you're going to get the lead. And these new text codes, unlike the old text codes, if you used our older system, they actually take you not just to the property. So when you text to it, it is going to take you to the property. So let's say I texted about this listing, but let's say I said, this is actually out of my price range, not interested. I can now, as the buyer who just texted, go to all the other properties. And again, it's your buyer's app. They're all going to be branded to you. So the texting does more than just send them that single property. So that is our signs. Don't get signs printed with 123 Andrew on them. Probably already know that. That's common sense. Unless you list a property on 123 Andrew all the time, it sells a lot. Or you don't mind throwing the sign out once the house sells. You don't want one that has that custom text code on it. But you can create any text code. So if you're an agent, you can see I've got Laura Sells as one of my text codes. You might put that on a sign because it's advertising you. So those are some options. Now, our system doesn't currently print custom text codes. You would have to have those created either through Oakley yourself or a local vendor, but those are some options for you. So some other things that you can do to advertise your listings. So we're advertising with a sign. We know that's an option for us. Put your video on the MLS. If you have the ability to advertise on your MLS, we give you that option here. If you click back on your video, you've got two video versions. You've got the branded video. That's the one that's got all your contact information. And some MLSs allow that. If your MLS does not allow that though, go ahead and click to the unbranded version. And that pencil icon will load this same page, but it's now unbranded. It gives you a little bit of information there. So make sure you check, make sure you don't have any slides that have your name and phone number. Make sure it doesn't say call Laura today in the script, but it will create a separate video for you. And you can, again, just click view. And now you've got a link here that you'll copy Doesn't have any personal information, so you can advertise that on your MLS. And you can either click view or you can just quickly copy the link, take that to your MLS and put it up there. And then sharing with other realtors and sharing to other sites. If you've got a buyer's agent and you've got a listing that you think that they need to have a hold of, do what we did earlier where we created an email and we shared those products with them. You can share in different ways with those people. With other realtors, you can message it to them on Facebook. You can send it all to them in an email, include your text code, whatever you want, and then sharing to other sites. Of course, you're not limited to social. If there are sites that are popular for you to advertise on, get those links on those sites. We all know Zillow and Realtor.com have become increasingly narrow in what they accept. They used to accept an automated feed from us that would allow us to put all of our videos and tours and attach them to your listings. And they don't do that anymore. They don't want people clicking off of Zillow and going to your video tour that you created. So in order to share to sites like that, sometimes you have to get a little creative. You can always put the link. Sometimes they let you put the link to the product in your description. Different ways you can do that. But we're not limited to just Zillow and Realtor.com, are we? People are all over the internet. You can advertise on Google, obviously the social sites. You can put it on your personal website, your office website, and anywhere else that you can think of that you want to advertise these, you can do so. And if there's sites that you guys know are popular and you need help figuring out how to get the proper advertisement or the right product to them, let us know and see how we can help. We're always looking at different avenues to help you guys get these products pushed out and shared. So that is the basis. We went over all of our products here. These are our main products. Of course, there are more products in our accounts, but these are just the main ones I wanted to talk about today. And then this is what you can do with them. This webinar has been recorded today, so I'm going to post it to our YouTube channel before too long. Be on the lookout for that if you want to go back and watch it. And I thank you all for joining. If you have any questions or you have thoughts or ideas, please share them here in the Q&A, or you can call us or email us with our information there on your screen. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.